Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about double progressions and why I am incorporating them into my new training block, my new training cycle. So without progressive overload, you will not see progress in the gym as far as strength, hypertrophy, muscular endurance. You need progressive overload. There are several different ways that we can achieve progressive overload, and that is through increasing our volume. So over time, we should be increasing our total volume within each week or within each month. For newer lifters, you will see progress and you will see this progressive overload from a week-to-week basis. And even for more intermediate and more advanced athletes, you can see progress from week to week, depending on the movement. But as you become more advanced, especially with your main movements, you will see the weight stall from week to week, and the progress and the added volume will likely be from a month-to-month basis and even upon multiple months. So let's say you are a new lifter and you are going in to squat 45 pounds. Each week, you should be able to add 5 to 10 pounds, even maybe a little bit more. But if you don't add weight from week to week or add volume in some sort of increments to allow for progressive overload, you will not see progress in your strength or in your muscle. Now you may see progress in fat loss, which is really awesome and incredible as well if that's your goal, but you won't see that progress in strength and muscle if you are not continually adding volume. And this goes for every single person watching this video, whether you are a new lifter, intermediate, or advanced, or pro. As a beginner, it is so much easier to focus on progressive overload because all you have to do is add weight to the bar each week. And you will likely see progress like that from anywhere between 3 to 6 months of just adding weight. Eventually this will stall, and when that does, we have to implement these techniques we're gonna talk about today. So first of all, there are many different methods, many different techniques on improving or focusing on that progressive overload. But first, let's talk about the different variables and the different methods individually that we can focus on to work on progressive overload. So some ways that we can focus on adding volume is through increasing your reps, increasing your sets, focusing on tempo. So let's say we're doing a bicep curl, right? If it takes us 6 seconds to complete that movement, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can increase the tempo by either focusing on the eccentric, which is slow on the way down, the isometric, which is that hold, and then the concentric, which is on the way back up for the bicep curl. If we are focusing on tempo from a muscle building standpoint, typically the aspect you'll want to focus on is that eccentric portion. So some other ways to focus on volume are through increasing the intensity or weight and the rest times. So all of those combined really add up to the total volume, and that volume increased over time creates progressive overload. And that is how you see progress. If your goal is to build muscle, you want to work within ranges of 8 to 12 and increase weight over time. If you have goals of building strength, then you want to work with larger sets, less reps, and increase the weight over time. Now in a powerlifting program, you are going to see both strength movements and you will also see your hypertrophy movements. The hypertrophy movements are typically called your accessories, and your strength movements are your main movements, your compound movements. They're your squat, bench, and deadlift, or some variation of those. In my powerlifting program, what I am doing is for my accessory movements, I am focusing on what is called double progressions. Now, you can focus on double progressions on your compound movements, your main movements, or you can focus on them in your accessory movements, or you can focus on them for both. Right now, I am specifically just focusing on them for my accessory movements. Now let's talk about what the heck is a double progression in the first place. A double progression is just utilizing or progressing 2 different variables in your program versus utilizing or progressing in just 1 variable. So for example, let's say for a new lifter, you are doing 3 by 8. That variable is not changing. What is changing is the resistance or the intensity. So week 1, they're doing their 3 by 8, and let's say they hit that for 45 pounds. Week 2, they're going to do their 3 by 8 and they're going to add 5 pounds. And then week 3, they're going to add another 5 pounds. And then week 4, they're going to add another 5 pounds. So they're increasing their weight each week, and that is 1 single variable from their volume. This makes it a single progression in their program. So then a double progression would be focusing on 2 different variables instead of 1. So for double progressions, what we focus on is the reps and the weight. So what I'm doing is I am working within the ranges of 8 to 12 reps for 3 sets. So let's take that same example and make it more advanced. Let's say I'm still doing the 3 sets, that's not going to change, but now we're working within ranges of 8 to 12 reps. And let's say for week 1, I start with a weight that I can hit for 8 reps. And each week I stick with that same weight until I work all the way up to 12 reps. And once I do work up to that 12 rep range, I then increase that weight again to something that I can only hit for 8, and I repeat that process. So I'm increasing volume with 2 different variables instead of just the 1 variable. So now let's hop into today's leg day.
Definitely easier than last week. I think I should even go up more.
Nice. All right, friends, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment below because it helps me out a bunch. And also, if you are interested in personal training, virtual training, online coaching, you can apply for coaching down in the description box below. www.flexclub.fit is my website, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye, guys.
You see, it's you. Now tell